Okay, this is it. I can't believe this is not a hideout address that I'm expecting. Well, me neither. I'm still scared why those villains want to invite me and Dory over in the first place. I don't know, but I suspect a trap. In that case, Adam, yes, Woody. Maybe you should watch over Nemo and Dory until this is done, because what if they snatch them? I intend to protect them with my soul. I intend to too, except I'm not as brutes as you are. Then let's investigate whatever this is about. Ah, Buzz, my old fiend. How long has it been? Since last year? Since you got what you wanted? Oh, let's put this past behind us, shall we? You're luckily we invited you for a little story truce. What do you mean a story? Well, you see, since it's already the 100th anniversary, let's tell some retold stories, shall we? Hmm? What do you mean? Let's just say this is all my idea for inviting you and your two little companions as well. Look, if you're thinking about making sushi or fish sticks, nuggets, you're out of your mind. We're not interested in food right now. Just telling stories. Besides, boy, do you like stories? Well, kind of. Ooh, I love stories. What are we talking about? The Princess and the Frog? Don't get me started with that spoiled late little brat. I still have a score to settle. Me too. Besides, I like her better when she's stripped. Stripped? I'm guessing you're referring as you like her when she's naked, only as a frog. That doesn't count. It has to be more than that. It was rhetorical, Adam. Adam, don't you mean beast? Beast is nothing but an insult and a nickname. From now on, my true name, especially from true rumors, is actually Prince Adam. At least I used to be until you guys turned me into this thing again. That's because I like you when you're a monster. It makes me feel like I should enslave me. Precisely. Okay, let's not talk about his appearance. Let's just talk about what kind of possibilities you want to inform. Sure, Buzz. I have one for you and me. But first, ladies first. Who, me? And child too. Oh, since you don't have any females members in the gang, besides, I know it's against your oath to recruit females, but it's not too late to sign this contract I have right here. Let me guess. You want me to steal my voice so I can speak like a pharaoh? Oh no, it's not nothing like that. There's only one chance you all of you knights can escape this ignorance eternity for the rest of your life. And besides, Aladdin, don't you want to be rich and famous again like you wanted to? Yeah. And you don't want your spoiled little girlfriend to take all the credits, because I've seen to that. She's not the protagonist. She didn't even defeat me either. You mean Ariel didn't defeat you? Of course, that Prince Eric was the first case. I like the old days better when men were discovered. Only because it's all about serving protecting civilians. So what is this or what if style you're referring to? Well, let me explain this. What if Nemo wasn't really kidnapped by those scuba Australian divers? Well, I don't know what will happen to me. Well, let me show you the possibilities. All you have to do is grant me this little wish. Wish? Don't do it. I know his bad luck charms anywhere. Oh, don't worry, Aladdin. I'm not going to. How do I know this isn't a trick? Don't you trust me, boy? Besides, who shrunk me back on that lamp? I did? Yes. Just let him try. If he does, I'll have this anti-genie vapor on my laser wrist set and ready. Go ahead. Disarm me if you wish. Okay. I wish you'd tell me what would happen if I was saved by my dad during this ambush. I'll show you. If you give me your hat. I mean, fin. Okay? My fin? I think it's like palm reading. I'd seen these things before in Paris. Since when? Since Clopin? That jester looking guy? Don't get me started with this amateur. He's just hilarious. I think he likes him. I don't like Clopin. I like Esmeralda. I thought you already have a girlfriend. I do, but that doesn't mean I want to date her. I just want to quiet. We'll talk about Miss Imelda later. It's as I know. Now, where was I? All right. Now it's the alternate events are clear. Really, what happens to him? Unfortunately, Dory, this would cost you your families as well. You see, according to his possibilities, after he deliberately disobeyed his father Marlin, it reveals that those divers, especially Professor Phil Sherman, was already behind him until the second diver arrives and tries to take a photography on Marlin just for the Marine Life Institute. Wait, how do I know this guy was really with them? You don't. He's a scientist. And then, but unlike his cowardliness, he managed to get past the diver just to ignore and swim away. Then later after that, he pulled the oxygen tanks away from his goggles. Oh, come on, Marlin's not that savage. He wouldn't ever endanger humanity. He can't if he's willing to, only if he had no other choice. But of course, if you want sharks, I could. No, no, no. That would be good. That's what I thought. Anyway, after that, you and your father escape back to the anemone, safe and sound. Then what happens? And it looks like you have followed his footsteps after all. But I don't have any feet. I couldn't propose that. You could? No. You're not ready to witness humanity. And besides, Marlin is just like Triton. They both despise humans. They're both overprotected after losing a mother. And besides, you don't want to lose her again, do you? Besides, I can still revive her for you if you just give me a chance. But I want to see my mom again, but how do I know if she's still alive? You don't, unfortunately. Just get on with it. Okay. Anyway, you spend your rest of your miserable life in the anemone for years to come while trying to know when the coast is clear. After that, you were traumatized because you believed that all humans and predators, especially Bruce, are out to harm you. And that's how I like it for both of you. You mean you like us when we're scared? We like you when you're damsels in distress. Like how I put little sweet Aurora to sleep and how I trapped Jasmine in that hourglass. Don't you remind me? And how I almost outnumbered Ariel into that whirlpool and made the final blast. And yet I don't have a damsel to stressed out with. Well, don't even try on Bo or Jesse, because if you lay one claw on them, you're what? You're not my enemy. He is. I'll handle this. But wait, what about Dory? What's going to happen to her? And as for her, I'm afraid she died in the ocean after all. You mean I'm dead? How? Let's just say, since you have amnesia, actually it's short term. I know what it is, but you don't have to play as a child tone. You just wandered through the dark deeps of the forbidden ocean, and then you somehow got yourself suicide by predators after you thinking they would be friends with you, but you're wrong. Not everything around you is safe. Not without Marlin. And as for your parents, I'm afraid they have died in heartbreaks or possibly got eaten by the Kraken. I don't believe you. They wouldn't meet Kraken that way. Look, I've seen a lot of Krakens in my life, and one of them takes admiring to me. Maybe because you're half squid. But wait, what would happen if? What about? Um, is there a chance? Anyway, let's start with you, my dear. Me? What's gonna happen? And as for you, what if the giant Kraken had a big role? You see, the last movie you were in wasn't impressive, as I suspect. What do you want from my movie? What everyone wants. The biggest challenge yet. And I'm not talking about those pathetic marine truck drivers. They don't count as villains, but rather losers. And besides, I'm tired of hearing this moral there are no villains, only accidents and consequences. And why they do that? Because it's a kid's movie, everyone expects to feel happy. Well, I'll get a happily ever after, all right. Anyway, and as for you, Dory, the Kraken, however, survived. It did? What do you mean? Well, you see, after that, it tried to catch Marlin and Nemo again. But unfortunately, what happened? He missed. But he couldn't attack the Institute in public, especially during daylight. Otherwise, it'll expose his appearances like he's frightened. So you're saying that he's trying to defend himself? Precisely. Okay, what happens next? Later, after dark, everyone has already left home. And the Kraken finally sees his chance, even if it costed him his existence. Soon his obsessions got the upper hand. He finally caught Nemo and Marlin and those tanks in that tank box, and leaving Dory stranded back into the ocean until she found her parents. Wait, what about Hank? Oh, I have a best part for him. He went back to rescue her. Later after that, she summons Bailey and Destiny to launch her into the spear roof so she can rescue her friends. You mean the Kraken still wants to eat me? Of course, my dear boy. I just want to see you suffer. A lot. Suffer? You know you're not like Gil. No, but I despise that moonfish. He's nothing but a selfish tyrant, planning to cure you. Well, I have news for you, boy. No one teaches you how to be brave except for the one who raised you. May do the tricks himself, and I'm counting on it. Yeah, I get it. We all hate Gil because he's ugly and untrustworthy. I didn't trust him when I first knew him. Me neither. I thought he was a tyrant. That's exactly what I want you all to think. Of course, not everyone trusts his other Pixar characters. Yeah, I didn't even trust Hardscrabble either, especially the way she treated Mike and Sully. I was this close to give her the true meaning of toxicity into her, because I got some Lazarus acid from Dr. Finkelstein. He said it's only used for misbehaved hypocrites. But what happens next? Well, let me show you, boy. After that, Dory and Hank managed to save both of you, but the hard part is you have to survive without feeling dehydrated. But later, Bailey and Destiny managed to fight this creature. Even they couldn't hold their breaths either. Wait, I thought, I thought Bailey and Destiny are supposed to be mammals, meaning they could sustain the pressure through air atmospheres. Oh, they can actually, even though they're half fish. So what happens then? Later, that's when the big crash arrives. Soon Hank stole away on this truck and then smashed the Kraken to the deep of the ocean. And then, splat, he's dead. You know, that should have happened that way. Okay, is that all? Oh, there's one more thing. Even though last year, despite a failure, at least I still worth it. Yeah, I wish Burnside was the main villain of Lightyear, not just my friend here, because that doesn't make sense. How could he be Buzz if he told me you're supposed to be his father? Like, what did you do first? Did you clone him just to claim as a son? Because I seen a space movie where the bounty hunter did clone millions of sons and only kept one for a personal reason. That depends. And did you say you want Burnside to be Zurg? Kind of. But let's see what happens. Well, according to this, Burnside was meant to be Zurg because they're not called the Zap Patrol for nothing. Well, that does sound kind of suspicious to me. And to make matters better, he would reorganize Star Command into the Zolar System Empire. Zolar System? I think you mean Solar System. I know, but I changed the S to a Z. That way it's a double meaning to it. Oh, I never heard of the Solar System Empire before, just the Zerg Empire. Well, I can't call it that. That sounds kind of impractical to me, so I decided to make it sound a bit more mature and more tense and more meaning to it. I see. Well, what happens next then? Well, let me explain. See it. After that, after you, Lightyear, escaped, along with your pet sock, you came back, but only discovered that Burnside was been waiting for you. Soon he built an army of Cyclops, and there's more improving Zap Patrol troops. And soon he turned Star Command into his own empire. Everyone was manipulated to follow his needs, while the rest, including Izzy, Mo, and Darby, they betrayed him. They betrayed me. Exactly. Only if you were Burnside, or Buzz, or whatever you are. Unless you're a machine. I am whoever I can be. Anyway, she told you all the situations about what happened on Takina Prime. I see. So you're saying that Izzy, Mo, and Darby just went rogue because they realized that their mistakes for joining his alliance. Precisely. Okay, I'm listening. That does sound like an empire that Takina Prime could have owned. So what happens then? You still move on to your previous goal, getting everyone back to Earth since you still got the crystal. Yeah, I do. If you ever want to get out of this bug mess, now is the chance. So what happens then? Well, let me think. Afterwards, Zurg went to pursue and arrest you while planning to execute you for your betrayal, because he fears that once you succeed the mission, everything goes back to normal. Because soon you'll realize that Burnside is nothing but a selfish, arrogant man who wishes nothing more but power. After that, Izzy accepts the idea of going to Earth since she has much to learn, while exposing Burnside's true colors. After that, Burnside really went rogue as Zurg and his Cyclops and his Zap Patrol went to destroy the last members. But you, however, managed to shut them down with an off switch while putting the crystal to the turnip. Yeah, I intend to. Then what happens? After that, everyone evacuated to Kina Prime. But Zurg, however, was not yet ready to fail. Soon he decided to destroy everyone in it, whether they're in or not. But you, however, managed to jump out and said your catchphrase against him. Let me guess, I'm supposed to say not today, Zurg? Yes, you are. That does sound pretty. After that, Burnside was history. after you aim it for his eye, which blocked the sensor all the way to the asteroid. And boom, he's history. My eyes, huh? You only said that because you think destroying the Kyber crystal will jeopardize his mission to Earth. At least my plan will succeed. I only did that because you can't be known as Emperor Zurg for nothing. Besides, how on earth did you afford that? It's all been borrowed. You can't be known Emperor just to be a stereotype. You have to be known for historical achievements. Well, I'll try to be more achievable as long as I live. So what happens then? Well, your dreams did come true. After that, you pilot to Earth, and as for Takina Prime, well, you can kiss that maroon planet goodbye for the first time. After that, you finally made it home off-scene, because I don't know what Earth has become throughout these years. Well, it's true, I haven't gone back to Earth for a long time. And yeah, you're right. Burnside is better off being Zurg. But wait, what about his dad? Why can't he be it? Good point. That doesn't matter. I just want to pay the price on his head. That way you can finally see the villain that Commander has become. Well, I didn't trust him either. Me neither. He's just like Otto. They're both obsessed about power instead of freedom that they deserve. And he's just like Forte as well. Forte, you mean that little piano man who likes to use music for levitations? Yes, that. Well, it's time for bed. You may leave now. Rather than putting you guys into custody, come on, let's get out of here before we end up into a trap. Wait, what about my mother? What's gonna happen to her? I'm afraid I have no power to revive her. Only the ones who made you can revive you. They can? You got it, cornflakes. But unfortunately, I can't revive her either just because I've created you. Wait, you didn't create